Hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insight YouTube channel. Today we'll be dialoguing on flash fill. Flash fill. Flash fill is just a particular part of an Excel that is used in automating repetitive data entry. It is your data entry on spreadsheet rather whenever you're actually entering data or you want to work on data. How do you get the flash fill? Is just from this ribbon, you go to data. This is the icon for flash fill. So once you get the data you want to use flash fill to automatically fill repetitive data, to fill data in the cells, you can either use Ctrl E or you just come to this icon and you get it done. So you remember, just to take you through the memory lane of our past class, when I taught you something on how to split this by coming to data, text to column, and you pick on the delimited. When you separate by space, this is separated to surname and first name. So, and I also taught you on concatenate, that you can use concatenate to bring back this into having the names together, just like this. Then with this, you will have all the names back. So that's using the formula concatenate and text to column. However, I'm reverting the Excel sheet back to normal. Flash fill can also do something similar. So the first thing we'll be doing is that I want to separate this name as surname, and first name. So if we want to separate this as surname and first name, for flash fill, what we just do is that we'll type the first one. So the first name here is Bajulaye. By the time you pick, either you click on the arrow key to go to the next cell or to the next column, the next cell preferably, or you press the enter key, then you use Ctrl E, or you just come to the icon here, flash fill. It automatically fills all the first names, Sojitola and the likes. Then for the first name, you have Tolulope here. By the time you get to the second cell, Ctrl E gives us the name, and that's how flash fill works. Simple, no need of formula. Now, if we want to get this together, instead of using concatenate, we can just write names. Then we are having Bajulaye Tolulope. By the time we take this to the second cell, the next cell, Ctrl E gives us all the names back instead of using concatenate the way it was. Another beautiful thing about this flash fill is that we can decide to turn all of these to uppercase. We can decide to make all of these uppercase. To do that, we will just need to type the first cell in capital letter, and with this we are good to go. With Ctrl E, it autofills it as all of them are in uppercase. We can as well separate this as having it as the surname in order to be consistent with what we did before, then the first name. Now the surname and the first name, we have a capital letter Bajulaye here. By the time we come here, Ctrl E, it gives us that. Tolulope here. We come to the next cell, Ctrl E, it gives us the answer as well. Now we can as well get the initial of each of this. Let's assume we want to get the initial, and I pick the initial to be B.T. By the time I come here and I do Ctrl E, it gives us the initial of every of them in the same format. Now we can as well create an email address automatically for all of these people. So if you want to create an email address and we so decide that it is going to be the surname dot the first name at distilling insights insights.edu.ng. So now Bajulaye at distillinginsight.edu.ng, Control E auto generates the email address for each of them without having need to type the email address for each of them one at a time. Another thing is that we can as well generate these names from all of these. So what I'm saying in essence is that if we want to generate the name from this, we can say Bajulaye Tolulope. Then by the time we come to this second cell, Control E, from this email, we've generated the names. We can as well generate the email address, distillinginsights.edu.ng. Now, by the time we do Control E, it's going to show us the email domain of all of these people. If the email of this person is different as at yahoo.edu.ng, you realize that immediately when this email address is different, the domain name for the email address that it gave us is yahoo.edu.ng. So it means whatever domain name that the email address has can be auto-generated here. Is not compulsory. It is the same thing before you'll be able to generate it with flash fill. So flash fill will be able to deliver all of this. However, please note that when you are dealing with this, and if this name is not having the same thing like Bajulaye space Tolulope Soji space Odumosu, if it were to be Soji hyphen this, and we want to bring up Bajulaye Tolulope, so by the time we press Ctrl E, it generates that for us. That's about that in terms of this flash fill. Please note that there are situations whereby this may not be obeyed. Number one, if the data you capture is wrong, is Bajulaye, this is Baolaye, and it now says we looked at all the data next to your selection and didn't see a pattern field in values above. So it's not going to fetch it. Now let's change to Bajulaye. Now it's giving us another error again. The error is similar to the first because of two things. Number one, before you can do anything on flash fill, it means the whatever you are looking for must be in the next cell to the continuous cells that you are having. So if we put the Bajulaye here and you are having this Control E, you see that it generates it. But because you have actually omitted this cell previously, that's why, because you omitted this cell previously and you brought it here, that's why we add that error. So if there is an omission of cell that is not continuous, then flash fill may not work. And if there are other discrepancies in the Excel sheet based on what I did initially, then flash fill will not work. So please just try as much as possible to lay your hands upon all of these, as flash fill helps us in order to make our work easier in day-to-day activities. Try as much as possible to lay your hands on it, practice, use several data, especially large data. Thank you for listening to Distilling Insight. We appreciate you for coming on board, returning and new viewers. Ensure to subscribe, like, and share our content and utilize them in your day-to-day activities. For today, always remember to flash fill your Excel worksheet. Thank you and bye-bye.